friends, my name is Yogesh Julka and today my topic is IELTS training. हम सबको पता है कि IELTS ट्रेनिंग एक इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ पे जो लार्जली बाहर जाने के लिए यूज़ होता है, लेकिन इसमें कई सारे मिथ्स, कई सारी अपडेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन और कई सारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऐसी है जो एज ए ले मैन हमें पता नहीं चलता है। तो आज हमारे बीच में है हमारे गेस्ट मिस प्रीति मारवा, जो इस इंडस्ट्री की एक्सपर्ट हैं और वो हमें इसे एज ए ले मैन हमारे को किन किन चीज़ों का, किन किन बातों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए और ये किस किस काम आता है, ड्यूरेशन क्या है, जो भी आजकल की अपडेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन है वो हमारे साथ शेयर करेंगे। So I welcome Miss Preeti Marwa and I'll introduce her in a very brief manner. Preeti Marwa believes in learning never stops, and the day you stop learning, you stop growing. She holds a working experience of more than 10 years in training industry. Her core competency lies in the area of communication, personality development, foreign education, products like PTE, IELTS, TOEFL, and her financial knowledge by writing a book on a corporate finance with textbook with Nasir Munji Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai. She is British Council, IDP Australia and Pearson certified trainer. Furthermore, she has been delivering presentation on soft skill topics, personality development, portfolio management and ethics at Bombay Stock Exchange Institute, Rajendra Press, and many others. She has done her MBA from ICFI. That's why she is expert in finance, right? So we welcome you, ma'am. And now, ma'am, we just want to understand what is IELTS and how it helps everyone and what is their main area and what all we need to know about IELTS exam. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Yogeshi, and I appreciate that you have invited me on your show. And I am most delighted and happy to share my experience about IELTS. So when I talk about IELTS, IELTS क्या होता है? IELTS is basically your international English language testing system, जो इंडिया से बाहर जाने के लिए एक English proficiency exam है. And if you want to go abroad for study purposes or PR or any official purposes, you have to go with the IELTS. Now, IELTS has two types. One is academic, which is given by the students to go abroad. And another one is IELTS General, which is given for PR and work-related immigration possibilities.
Right.
Now, when I say that IELTS is accepted, where it is accepted? So it is accepted by most Australian, British, Canadian, European, Irish, and New Zealand academic institutions. Apart from that, when you are looking for immigration to Canada, Australia, or any country, you have to give this exam, which is called IELTS. Many people pronounce it incorrect. They say IELTS, but actually the pronunciation is IELTS. So IELTS is again a very demanded exam, which was in 2017 given by over 1 million people, and more than 140 countries were accepting it. There is no pass or fail in this exam. There is a basic criteria of scoring a decent band score as per the university requirement and immigration requirement. So if we talk about Canada, the basic PR score requirement is 777-8. That means 777 in all sections except listening you have to get 8. And most of the universities abroad take you in 6 or 6.5. So this is a brief introduction about IELTS, and people who are looking to settle abroad, work there, live their life happily, they go with this exam. I've settled more than 2,500 students abroad. And apart from that, many people have gone also for immigration. So this is all about IELTS from my side. And I feel that everyone would be able to understand this in detail. And if you need any information, you are happy to contact me anytime. You can feel free to contact me anytime. Thank you so much.
May I ask few questions, ma'am?
Sure, please.
Ma'am, what IELTS tell me about the main 4 points of IELTS, like learning.
There are 4 sections.
Yes.
We talk about IELTS. There are 4 sections: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And listening is the easiest among all the 4 sections. People easily score full marks. They easily get 40 out of 40. when we talk about speaking, there are a lot of individuals who are hesitant in speaking because they have not practiced, or they are not confident, or they have not spoken for very longer duration. Coming to reading, reading is all about passages, understanding and answering the questions in context to read passages. But when we talk about writing, we have to write a letter and an essay in case of general IELTS. And in case of academic, we have to attempt the image description and essay writing in case of academic IELTS. So this is a brief introduction about all these 4 sections. Writing is considered to be the toughest because a lot of people are not able to score well in writing. Reason being, they don't have the enough content knowledge, or they are not in practice, or fundamental English is not correct. When we talk about fundamental English, we are talking about basics. So basics need to be very strong when you're going to the IELTS, because they don't want any fancy words or any fancy vocabulary just to impress the examiner. They're looking at your fundamental English so that you can clear that exam with ace and score a decent band score and move abroad happily with your family. Yes.
Wow, great. Ma'am, my another question is, there is a myth in the market and myth in the industry that if we will give our exam at some other center, so they can score better, and if they are giving some, some other center, so that they can so put a light on it.
Yeah, I am smiling because this is a commonly asked question by most of my students and individuals who are getting trained under me. So this is not a fact. If you are well prepared, anywhere in the country, anywhere, any place, if you give the exam, the scores will not vary. You need to be well prepared with your all 4 tasks. You should be practicing well. You should give mock tests before going for the exam. And I don't think the location or place can make a much difference. But if you are confident on yourself.
Right, ma'am. And ma'am, another thing which come across when I am counseling to my students, so I always tell them that yes, you know everything because you have done some certain practice on yourself, but there is always some tips and tricks which can help you and guide you how to crack these exams.
Definitely.
So
definitely, Yogesh, you are absolutely right. Every competitive exam or every exam which has some competition or needs to be given by a candidate definitely carries some tips and tricks. Similarly, we also in IELTS, we have a lot of strategies. Here we call the word strategy. Every question has a different strategy to be followed. And as per the strategy, you need to practice your questions, and definitely you will be able to score a decent band. So strategies we discuss in sessions course-wise. Whenever we do section-wise strategies. We do practice as per strategies, and students are able to give exam accordingly, and they get scored accordingly very nicely.
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. Another thing is, like, there is a one average student, right? Who can average student in a language proficiency.
True.
How much time does anyone require to prepare for IELTS? It's difficult to say, I understand it, but is a good enough time that we must plan 3 months early, 6 months early? What should be the right time?
Okay. Thanks for asking this question. I think this will actually help a lot of people solving the confusion in their minds. There is no idle time in IELTS. Okay. So actually the time varies depending upon the candidate. When very first time candidate comes to me, what we go ahead with is called a diagnostic test. Or you can say a mock test. So depending upon the diagnostic or mock test, we go ahead with the deciding of the candidate. If the candidate is above average, we go for at least 25 hours are sufficient. If the candidate is below average, that means below average score, then we have to go with the 40 hours. And if the candidate seems to be a decent scorer or 6.5 in the mock test, then we can go for even 15 hours. So the duration depends upon the fundamental strongness of the language upon the candidate. It's not recommended by a trainer until unless we take a diagnostic test. We cannot tell the exact duration of the candidate. There are people who have taken more than 1.5 months also because their fundamental English was not good. So it depends upon their basic level of English, and then only we can judge the duration of the candidate.
Right, ma'am. Right. And like, ma'am, how many times it happens in a year? And
it happens 4 times a month. 2 times academic you can give, and 2 times general. So 4 times in a month you can multiply it by 12 and you get the result accordingly. Twice we can go for the general, and twice we can go for the academic, and you can give your exam accordingly.
Right, ma'am. And when the result comes?
13 working days. Result is declared 13 working days. Yes.
All right. All right. And it is valid for 2 years, right?
Definitely, this exam is valid for the 2 years. Every exam, whether you go for IELTS, TOEFL, PT, any foreign language exam is valid for 2 years. And after 2 years, if you're not able to apply or you're not able to go, you definitely have to reappear for this exam. That is the governing body requirement. We really can't help it.
Right. And ma'am, what is the procedure? Like once I have cleared IELTS exam, my score is 7.5 and it expire after 2 years. Then again, the same procedure I need to follow to give another
Exactly.
exam?
If you have to go after 2 years, definitely you need to start from the scratch. We advise as soon as you get your scores, you can go to the consulting agents who are who can assist you for applying to the foreign universities, or you can go for the PR immigration specialist who can get you assigned for your immigration services. Because definitely after 2 years, your score will expire and you have to start everything from the scratch. Same procedure, same learning, giving examination, getting scores, spending money, time, everything is same.
Right, ma'am. So this is a basic information for IELTS, and thank you so much, ma'am. I'll contact you again for further details, for more details on different examinations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you so much.
So students, thank you, ma'am. Students, you can send us your queries on my email ID, which is displaying here, and you can also leave your inquiry on comments. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.